Upon my arrival, I could sense the peculiar mixture of misery and mystery.
The film, on one hand, is an adaptation of a script that was written by a machine artificial intelligence model that was trained on a body of work by Werner Herzogs. The fictional narrative is ironically self-reflective. It consists of a story of man and confrontation with a machine. But on the other hand, it's a collection of interviews with artists, philosophers, and scientists. And those interviews are weaved into the fictional narrative, where people reflect on this practice and on our relation to technology. Because it's both fiction and documentary, I think it also reflects some sort of duality of it, because in contrast to industrial cinema, I think documentary is this notion of truth. So I think that was deliberately used even in fictional narrative, that it has this documentary tone or documentary style or interview style. And the idea was that you doubt what is true, what is not, what is fake, what is real. And it's but at the end of the day, maybe ask yourself a question: does it really matter? When Werner Herzogs finished, lo and behold, his film in 2016, that was a film about internet, maybe broadly understood internet and technologies. During one of the interviews, he says that the machines will never make a film as good as his. That it made me reflect on this idea of human superiority towards technology and nature, and how it leads maybe to technophobia. But later on, we decided to work with him as a medium also. Werner has a very distinct style and has a very distinct voice and in particular vocabulary, and he has a very extensive body of work, his filmography. So I think it made lots of sense, and also just maybe to set it as a contrast to a filmmaker that is so romantic and somebody that is so distinct and with the focus on human souls, set him up in a contrast with technology. For me, it's important that the film is actually not about AI, and it's not film about Werner Herzogs. Werner Herzogs is not a subject of the film, he's an object in the film. He's an actor that is trapped in this dream construct that is not of his own making. And the film is not exactly about AI. I think it's a film that is a little bit more, that asks a little bit more timeless question, or it looks at our relation to technology. The aesthetics were really important for the films. The sets that we've been building and the location that we've been choosing, had to on purpose maybe play the same roles, of questioning whether it's real or not. I think looking for neat quality or artificial quality was in a sense the goal. So that was yet another layer. And I think we, throughout shooting of the films, the technology went so far that people do question whether images are actually real or are computer generated.
While it's bound by its mechanical nature.
There is one scene that Werner Herzogs is confronted with a scientist that tells him that remember, Mr. Herzogs, you're not merely an observer, but you are a participant, which I think to some extent reflects this idea that that audience also play the roles of not being only observer, but maybe they're invited to critically look at the film and critically look at the again, it's maybe what is real, what is not in the film.
Remember that you are not merely an observer, Mr. Herzogs, but a participant in this dance of epochs.
So, let us dance.
We would prompt the algorithm with something, and that was literally what happened, because when the model was finished, our machine learning engineer tested with the word something, and he showed us the result next day. And it was quite a beautiful text, and it started saying this is a movie about a hero dreaming up surprisingly ordinary dreams. This is how we came about the title. But then it's like it was sort of waterfalls. Like it just created a lot of text and with lots of hints and lots of scenes and lots of and created this universe. But it's like there was just so much text. It was not like in a script format. It's like it was just sea of words and sentences and paragraphs. So I think like the way we worked with the script was I worked together with the writer Anna Yule, and the way we worked, like we were editing the text. And I think like this is where there is this term that is called story producer that was coined like in an early production of the reality TV shows. And this was like a role somewhere between writer and an editor. So it's someone that would look at the transcripts of everything that happened and just basically edited them like into a coherent narrative. So I think like that's the best way probably to describe it's like how we ended up like with the script. That was like how we've been working on a script. I'm not sure it's like how this technology will be applied in practice in film industry. I certainly would rather work like with a writer than like with a language model. But I think like a lot of those tools will be, and it already is, adapted. Now I know that like films that were in competition in Cannes, like some of them like did use AI technology. So I think like it will become a reality. But I think like it's just the question is like to what degree, because I think like it's definitely some tools that can make our life and work easier. But whether it's like it will replace authors and I don't think so. For me, it's like the central question of the film was, are we as complex as we think we are? I think like it was just maybe reaction to the fact that like maybe we are far beyond the idea of Turing test, that we know that like those language models and the algorithms can replicate our emotions, like our intimate communication, and like we can get really tricked into that. There is an existential reflection that I hope like that the film will trigger. But on the other hand, it's like I think it's like there is more questions that the film asks, and those are the questions of authorship, originality. What does it mean to be an author? Or like what does originality means? But also like focuses on questions of misinformation and disinformation, and something that is a great risk that we are facing now. I think it's like it's just crucial that we not only reflect but react to it.